Okay, hey guys. I am in a different spot, as you can tell. Where I usually do these videos, this is going to be like a yarn, things I finished kind of video. Where I usually do these is in my bedroom, but I'm babysitting my parents' dog, and she would be like all over my lap. So I thought I would do it in here. This is my, like, I guess you would call this like a formal living room. I don't really, I kind of just have my craft stuff in here. So last weekend, I went to Fiber in the Boro, which is like a fiber festival that they have in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And I got some stuff, and I took a class, so I thought I would show you that. I don't have a whole lot of finished objects. What I have is what I finished off of the class that I took, because I've kind of been obsessed with that recently. And so that's what I'll show you. Basically, I have some pictures, and if I can figure out how to load them on the end of the video, I will. But we don't know. We'll see if I can figure that out. But anyway, so I signed up for a class. I signed up for triangle loom weaving, and it's on a small, well, it's not that small. This is the loom that I received, and it's, you know, triangle. It's got like 50, I think there's 50 pegs on each side. Okay, and basically if you've ever, I'm sure somebody out there has seen one of these, they make these in huge, like 7-foot or 6-foot triangles, and they make those really pretty shawls. And I saw that at a craft fair that I was at, the bell buckle one, about a month ago or so. And I was like, oh, I want to learn how to do that. So when I saw in Fiber in the Boro that they were teaching a class, I was like, well, that's, you know, so I took it. It was a pretty good class. You know, it was cold. It was really cold in there, but that's, you know, we're in like this barn thing. We're at like an ag center, and I've learned pretty good. I made my first one while I was there. I'll show you, and then I've made a whole nother one, and I've started on another one since then. So I'll show you those, and I'll show you kind of the mistake that I made on the first one, so you can see that. But I don't know if anybody's interested, but if you are, I can maybe do a video on how this works, this triangle loom. It's really pretty simple once you get started. So, and you could make one of these, really it's like just 3 pieces of wood, cut at an angle right here, it joins, and there's a bolt right here that holds it together. So it'd be pretty easy to make one. The biggest pain would be putting all these little bitty nails in. So if you're interested in me showing you how that works, or, you know, doing a tutorial video, or just kind of an overview, just let me know. I mean, I could probably figure out how to set the camera up for that. Not too big of a problem. So the class came with the loom, so I got that. And also, well, let me just show you what I made while I was doing the loom. So we'll talk about one thing at a time. So this is what I made. Actually, it goes like this. I haven't sewn my ends in on this one yet, but this is a shawl that I made, and basically, this is the very first one. The one in the middle is the one I made, I believe. No, this one right here is the very first one I made, and there is a mistake in it. You actually don't see it as bad from this side as you do from the inside, but what I did was I made, let me hold it back, hopefully y'all can see. I made 3 triangles and just sewed them together, and you can see it kind of makes like a weaving type of thing. And let me hold this. I hope the light's not too bad in here. But if you can see right in the middle of this triangle, you can see I weaved wrong, the 2 in the middle. But it's not really, that's not too bad, I don't think, for my first attempt. And this was also my first attempt at kind of figuring out how to join them together. So I've done, you know, another one since then and practiced with the joinings. But I think it turned out pretty good. It would be one of those, you know, like this type of shawl. So I think that's pretty cool. And what you could also do is attach another triangle down here and make it like a triangle shawl, like a traditional, more traditional looking one. But I think that was pretty cool. That was my first attempt, so I think it turned out fairly well. It's not perfect, but you know, it's handmade, so nothing's perfect if it's handmade, or it would be a machine-made item. So I wanted to try another one to try to kind of perfect my skills. But so, oh, I should mention that this They didn't tell us when we went to the class, but when you're using one of these looms, it's better to use worsted weight yarn or bulkier yarn. This is kind of a lighter weight, and I even used 2 strands. You can still, it's very lacy-like, you can see through it. I used this, for my second, I used a slightly heavier weight yarn and also used 2 strands. And I did the same type of thing. I put the fringe all the way across the bottom on this one. And this one turned out a little bit better. Now, if you can see, I guess this would be the front. Okay. This would be like the part you see when it's across your shoulders. If you can see, I kind of had a joining issue. I joined this side on this one. The ripple or whatever is on the back, and on this side it kind of buckles in the front. But, I mean, really, I think it looks kind of, I mean, it looks good to me. So, this yarn, though, I'm going to tell you, was a pain. I got this from the lady, I think I've told you the story, where she had like a whole garage full of yarn, and she was selling it for like $1 a skein, and I got this from her. The problem with this yarn is it doesn't like to attach. It doesn't like to tie together. So anytime you had to join pieces together, you know, you run the risk of it coming apart. So I think it's pretty. I just don't know. I mean, I don't know that it would survive washing. So I'm not real sure. But like I said, I'm just kind of learning. Like, I got the technique. I'm more learning the what works best and that kind of thing. So my next project that I'm going to do is I'm going to make one of those larger traditional triangle shawls, and I'm trying to straighten this out. When you first take these off of the pegs, they get a little ripply looking, so it's after they kind of rest that they look a little better. So what I do usually with my scrap yarn is I make blankets with my scraps, and I just call them scrap blankets, but I think it looks kind of cool because, you know, there's a bunch of different kind of yarns in there. So what I decided was to try that with the loom to make a shawl, because I thought that would be pretty cool. So what I did, this is what my first square looks like, and I put black fringe on the side coming to tie it together, and it kind of looks the same from the front and the back. But what I did was I used black yarn. I doubled it, so these are 2 strands. I used black yarn and scrap yarn, and what I did for the scrap yarn was I made it into a center pull ball, and I just tied the pieces together. So there's not, it's not always even. Like, a row might change color in the middle, but I think that's kind of neat. You can see it's mostly blue and white, and of course the black, but at the top I had a little bit of variegated and some gold. So I think it just kind of gives it just a different look, and each square will look kind of different, so I thought that was pretty cool. And let me see if I can fold it a little and give you all a better view of what the actual, like, how the pattern works up. But that's kind of what the pattern looks like up close. It's just kind of a, if you've ever, I'm sure most people have, the pot holders when I was young, the little red, or mine was metal. It was like a little red square with little metal pegs, and you make pot holders out of these like little loops of fabric. It's kind of the same concept. It's a very similar concept. So they had a bunch of classes at the Fiber in the Boro, and I really wanted to take more than one, but they're kind of expensive. Well, the loom weaving was kind of expensive because you get the loom included, so I couldn't take another one. I wanted to take the drop spindle class, but I couldn't get that, you know. Can't take every class. Next year I'll probably save up so that I know in advance, because I didn't really know that there was a Fiber in the Boro until kind of the last minute, and I'll save up some money in advance so that I can take more classes. But what I did was I ordered a drop spindle kit from eBay from a lady, and it came with a drop spindle and some fiber to get you started, and instructions, and I've been watching videos. So it came like this, and I've already unwound it, so it's not nearly as pretty as it was when I first got it. But this is the spindle it came with. It's the top whirl spindle. And basically, I mean, really, it's a dowel. It's a dowel? Dowel? Yeah. And some kind of round thing on the top and a hook. I think I could probably make one, but maybe someday. I mean, that's kind of, you know, I don't even know. And it came with this fiber. And it's really pretty. I've already tried to work with it, and I'll tell you that story in a minute. But so it's unwound. It was wound really pretty in like this pretty circle. But you know, I had to pull it out and mess with it. So I'm kind of trying to wind back this little piece for a minute. But it's kind of a mess. Sorry. So these are the kind of colors. It's green and pink and purple, and that's what it looks like. And I can't remember. Let's see if it tells me on these instructions what kind of wool it is or what kind of fiber. It just says that it said on the thing when I ordered it, but I just can't remember now. But there was like, you could get two choices. She would either send you two different kinds. So this would be the hand painted roving kit that was in here. It doesn't say what kind it is, but this came from, they have an Etsy page. It's Walnut Farms Designs, and it's www.walnutfarmdesigns.com is where, you know, basically the lady's information. Okay, so I've tried several times, and I haven't really succeeded very well with this drop spindle. So I think that I need some hands-on learning for it. You know, it's hard to learn from videos. So I'm having a real hard time getting my twist to run up into the fiber. And I think I'm just doing the technique wrong. So hopefully y'all find somebody pretty soon, you know, around here in one of the fiber groups that lives somewhere close that I can kind of get a lesson from or whatever, because it's not going well for me. But while I was at Fiber in the Boro, they had some really good deals on fiber, because it's Fiber in the Boro. And I thought, well, I'm going to buy a little bit while I'm there, because that way if I do kind of master it, I'll have something to work with. So I got this. This is merino, and I can't remember. It's just merino roving, and it doesn't really have a colorway name on it, on the ticket. This is what it looks like. It's real pretty, kind of muted colors. I think it's very pretty. And I got that from one of the vendors. Her daughter hand dyes it. So it's really pretty. And this, I'm not going to take this all the way out of the bag. This is like a huge hunk of, this is a different kind. This is Romney and Mohair, and it is called Midnight Dream, and it's by Spinning Moon Farms, Angora Goat Roving Blend. This is their tack. Okay, and it was a pretty good, I mean, it was $20 for this big old thing. So I'm not going to take it all the way out. It's a big bundle of it. And this is what it looks like. So it's really pretty. It's like, it's, you know, nighttime colors. So basically, you know, like just like the name. But hopefully pretty soon I will find somebody to teach me how to do that. Kind of give me some hands-on learning so that I can figure that out, because I really think it'll be fun. And I will let you know the progress on that. As I get to learning it. And again, if anybody's interested in me having like a tutorial video on the triangle loom, just let me know and I can see about doing that. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Thanks. Bye.